Thank you. Thanks particularly to the Divine for turning on my language mind. I have to get into my language brain in order to talk to you. Otherwise, I'll be completely spaced out. I'll give you an example. Somebody was driving me here because I can't drive. And then they stopped at a place, and I looked around, and then there was a church, and the church was God's church. And down below was written something like, the place for refuge, the place for refuge. And then I have been in the process during the time to activate my language brain. And then my language brain was telling, what if the word refuge is changed with replacing S in the place of G, the place for refuse. So the meaning changes completely. So it becomes a place for garbage. So that is the trick that language plays. So we do not know what's happening to us. That's why we have to evolve. And we are also complacent. But there are layers of consciousness that when you move on into those levels of consciousness, there will be infinite freedom. The language brain is not the best brain. The best brain is the non-language one, where you are silent and you will know everything. I'll give you an example. And spiritual people will know who J. Krishnamurti is. He passed away. And while he was alive, he visited Indira Gandhi, the Prime Minister of India. And J. Krishnamurti was friends with her father, Pandit Nehru, who was the first Prime Minister. So they have been family friends. Just a few days before she was shot dead by her own bodyguard, Krishnamurti met her in Delhi and asked her, in a casual conversation he had with her, do you believe in your bodyguard? She said, I can't believe anyone. 2 days later, or 3 days later, she was shot dead by her own bodyguard. And how did Krishnamurti, who was an atheist, a renegade, who never believed in religion, never believed in God, never believed in tradition, but believed in consciousness, how did he know ahead of time that she was going to be shot dead by her own bodyguard? But he didn't tell her because he knew that was not right for him to do at that point, but then he hinted that. That is the non-language brain. So I prefer to be in that brain where I could perform a lot, contribute a lot doing that. But then I need the language brain too. That's why I came here. Otherwise, I could be in an invisible world. But I can't do an interaction with you unless I have a body here, and then I talk to you. So the language brain has to be brought in, and then, so that's why I thanked the Divine in me for activating the language brain so that I could talk to you. The discussion is on light body. It is not a concept that is esoteric. It is a very practical concept. Because the light body is our real body. The meat body of flesh and blood is an illusion. Just as you are particles is the reality. But you don't see the particles. You only see the diseases in the body, and your body which is thin or heavy or beautiful or ugly. You are just concerned about this body, but not seeing the reality. The light body is really the reality that we are seeing the unreality and calling it this unreality as reality. We are seeing only the illusion. We have to move from this illusion of matter to pure energy, which is the reality. That is what the light body is about. So it's not an esoteric concept just for the New Age people. It is a concept that is practical. It has been there in all world religions. But unfortunately, religion gets misunderstood. All religions have this same destiny of being misunderstood. Look at the largest religion of the world, Christianity, thanks to Christ. That he changed the entire world. Nobody changed the world as did Christ. Christianity became the world #1 religion of the world, not any other religion. And what is his main teaching? Look at Paul is his representative, and he clearly made statements to the light body. He said, you are all waiting for the kingdom. And he said, this corruption, meaning this flesh and blood body, will not inherit the kingdom. Don't think that you are going to get the kingdom with this body. In the wink of an eye, the body will turn into light. This is Corinthians. How many people who practice Christianity understand the light body as explained by Paul? Not even 0.0001%. Even the people who believe that there is going to be a second coming, they have no idea of what the light body is. But here is Paul very clearly saying that in the wink of an eye, the body will turn into light. That is the kingdom. That is how long it takes to turn the body into light. And we have in world religions many messiahs, prophets belonging to the ancient traditions who have turned their body into light and left the world. Even go to the Judaism. Eliyahu, who came to be called, who is also called Elijah. He turned his body into light. Eliyahu gave his powers to Elijah, the disciple he met, and then just flew away. So we have in the Egyptian tradition reference to the light body. Almost all religious traditions have reference to the light body as the ultimate body.